this Saturday, J.D. Carey will be facing the Tejano Kid. J.D., how does it feel to be facing an obviously superior?
Tejano Kid, you just proved my point. You are a coward. You hit people from behind. You can't fight nose to nose, eye to eye. It's either 3-on-1 or you hit them from behind. Next week, the 4th of July, the biggest show of the year. It's going to be me and you, one-on-one, for that television championship. And I'm going to whoop your like I should have done the night that I won the television championship. I'm a little bit smarter now. I'm not going to have 3 people sneak up behind me, no. I can see. Tejano Kid, just get ready for next week. I'm not the same JD that I was.
We're back in the ring live with the greatest television champion to ever grace the squared circle, the Tejano Kid, my Mexican assassin, going up against a young man, John Allen. At ringside with John Allen is Sir Ricky D, who doesn't have a leg to stand on, folks. I'll tell you that. Matter of fact, he had to have him sprayed so the woodpeckers wouldn't get to him. But in the ring right now, the Tejano Kid showing John Allen exactly why he is the TV champion. If you folks watch real close, which means most of you idiots will have to scoot up to your television, you'll see how superior the Tejano Kid is. The Mexican assassin, there's nobody better. He taught me how to speak Spanish at Taco Bell. I can go out now, go through the drive-thru and say, I'll take a number 1 with extra sour cremo. Welcome back, Greg Russell. Good to see you, you idiot.
Hey, I heard that joke, Mr. Martin. That was beautiful.
Shut
that was
up and
great.
call the match.
Yes.
You get paid to do that. Do what you're paid to do.
Yes, sir, Mr. Martin. The great one, the Tejano Kid, wearing out John Allen right here. The Tejano Kid wearing some sort of a do-rag on his head. It looks cool on Tejano,
Well,
Mr.
thank
Martin.
you, Captain Obvious. But, folks, where he was backstage, the reason why that little punk kid, J.D. Carey, was sucking on his thumb and crying was because he came in and interrupted the Tejano Kid, and the Tejano Kid whooped him.
Yeah.
Right there in the ring.
Whooped him.
Spanked him like a child.
Whooped him, spanked him like a child.
Don't ever interrupt me again.
Yes, sir, Mr. Martin.
So Tejano taught him a lesson. Now JD has got to get his Pampers changed, and he wants to fight the greatest of all time, the Mexican assassin, the Tejano Kid. Well, at FanFest July 4th, he's going to get his shot. And just like Pokerface, it will be his last shot.
Yeah, Mr. Martin, if it's okay, I'd like to interject some commentary here. I'm a little bit worried about the Tejano Kid right now. He's lying flat on his back, looking up at the lights right now. Mr. Martin is...
Don't ever worry about the Tejano Kid. I asked him as a favor to me, because he does a little extra work as an electrician, to check my lights out. And that's all he's doing, is sitting there looking up, checking my lights. And obviously from that shot, my lights are working great. He's done his job. He's done his job.
It's a very smart wrestler. I should have known you had it covered, Mr. Martin. I should have known that Tejano Kid had it covered. He called timeout. Why isn't the referee giving him a timeout, Mr. Martin?
The referee doesn't have to give him a timeout. He wasn't calling a timeout. He was signaling to the referee that John Allen has done something terrible. It's a T, terrible.
It's like he's calling
and pulled his hair.
Like he's calling a technical foul on him.
Well, it might be technical, but right now it's called getting your handed to you in the ring, and that's what Tejano is doing to John Allen. Look, yes. The boy ought to pull his pants up.
Yes, he should.
This young punk shouldn't even be in the ring if he can't pull his own pants up.
Good point, Mr. Martin. He needs to pull his britches up if he's going to work in the RWA.
And wearing $5 Walmart shoes in the ring. This is professional wrestling, young man. You need to dress like a professional.
Exactly.
Throwing out the trash just like I taught Tejano to do.
Excellent. Excellent work, Mr. Martin. Great commentary. These fans are blessed this week to have you doing the color
And
commentary.
look at Dominique loving on him, trying to make this young man understand, trying to get that dazed, confused out of his eyes.
You know, Mr. Martin, this Saturday at FanFest, Dominique is going to be taking on former WWE Women's Champion Jazz in a wrestling match. Now, Mr. Martin, I don't think that match should happen. Please tell me that was just a joke, that Dominique is not going to have to take on Jazz. Please tell me that was a joke.
It's going to be Jazz's comeback and leaving at the same time as Dominique takes her out. You see, when I manage people, I do a great job. If I would have managed Michael Jackson's career, he'd still be alive, he'd still be black, and he'd still be singing.
You know, Mr. Martin, even when you're making inappropriate jokes, it is pee in your pants funny. That was a good line, Mr. Martin.
Inappropriate? That wasn't inappropriate. It was a fact. That's what it was.
That's exactly what it was, and everybody ought to believe it because Mr. Martin said it. Back to the ring, Mr. Martin. Look at your wrestler. Look at your television champion, the Tejano Kid, wearing out John Allen.
He's a warrior.
Yes.
Just like all my men are.
That's right.
They're warriors.
That's right.
And he is teaching the young man a lesson. When you want to step up,
yes,
you better bring everything you've got.
Everything.
Because when it's all said and done, you better stay down.
Stay down. Just like you've often said, Mr. Martin. Stay down. Oh, come on, ref. He's pulling his tights. Kick out Tejano. Good job, Tejano. Tejano Kid with $1 million drop kick, Mr. Martin.
Let me tell you something. That is the smartest Mexican in this country.
Yes,
I can
it
tell
is.
you that right now. And let me tell you something else. He's got a new finisher you will see here tonight, and it's called simply the siesta. And you saw it earlier when he put it on Brandon. Where you at now, Wallace?
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Look at John Allen. He's laying in the lap.
That's not your daddy, John Allen. Get out of his lap.
Not your daddy, John Allen. Did you hear him?
Shut up, Russell. Don't repeat what I say.
Yes, sir.
Now the Mexican assassin is going to teach this young man a lesson outside the ring.
Look how uncomfortable our
Did you see how he wiped the sweat
looks.
out of his eyes? Did you see how he wiped the sweat out of his eyes to make sure he could see?
Yes.
That's just the type of guy Tejano is. I've got to take that away from him and tell him to quit doing such a nice thing to these guys. Just beat them down. Be done with it.
Mr. Martin, if every soul were as noble as you, the gates of Eden would have never clanged shut. You are the greatest man I've ever known in my life.
Well, thank you. I know that. Thank you again once again, Captain Obvious. You tell it like it is.
Captain
you
Obvious.
tell it like it is. And right now,
Good
the
one.
Tejano Kid
Good one.
is beating this kid like a dirty rug.